Welcome to 24 Days of Drops, an Animal Crossing New Horizons advent calendar that reveals a new build for differently themed island entrants each day until Christmas. Are you ready for today's theme? Hey, and welcome to day 10 of our Animal Crossing New Horizons Advent Calendar. My name is Nina. I feel like I don't say that anymore. Hello, my name is Nina, if you didn't know. And we're here with day 10. Today we are working on a cottagecore, forest core kind of fusion. Because the themes are very close, in my personal opinion, I feel like they are very, very similar. You know, the obviously forest core is a lot more natural and cottagecore borders on like a villagey type of twist. But I felt like they were too close to do two separate entrances. So I decided to make a little fusion, or like my definition of what I'd label cottage/forest core. And I really absolutely love this build. I think this is my absolute favorite one. Aesthetically, because it's also my style, like my personal style. This is how I decorate an island. If I was to choose an island, you know, without kind of the concern of making something that's like slightly more original. So I absolutely adore this build, and I hope that you will too. But welcome. Hello, my name is Nina. I said that before. Why did I say that again? Why did I just do that again? But I hope you've been well. Today, also, I feel like, you know, as I was listening back to my voiceover last night, which was for you for the video of the 8th of December, I realized that my voice doesn't even sound that bad because it is me, sick Nina again, because I know that yesterday you heard like a normal voice again, and then today I'm slightly sick again. But hold. But my voice doesn't even sound that bad on mic, I feel like. So that's actually quite good, because I was a bit, you know, scared that I would sound like a fucking croak. But I don't actually, so that is stunning. And I did actually, going back to the build now, because, you know, my mind is all over the place again, I did want to have this like cottagey aspect to it. So we're going to implement my little rep's house as well. And I also wanted to build this kind of like barnish, this barn type of build out of the white storefronts to the left, just because to me cottagecore also has this like slight touch of farm core, because, you know, if you live in a cottage, I don't know, I just assume that you also like spending time on farms. That is my personal definition. Thank you very much. Okay, to me, farm core, cottage core, and forest core go hand in hand, and I feel like you can't do one without the other. So I just kind of soften it down by using a white one, and I absolutely adore it. I mean, I love white. I love using white kind of furniture pieces in general. They just look so classy, but also so like soft. To me, I really enjoyed this, especially when you also use a lot of brown tones. I feel like brown and white go so well together. I love it extremely much. But yeah, I hope you all had, what day is it for you? I think it's today. It should be Saturday for you, right? Yes, today is Saturday to you. Happy weekend. I hope you're having something wonderful planned. I actually did have something nice planned, but I had to cancel because, you know, when you're just kind of recovering. Also, I feel like I talk so much about being sick, and I'm not that thick anymore. I'm not that sick anymore. I'm not saying all of this stuff to be like, oh, I'm so sick. You know, no, just because, you know, whatever's on my mind, I'm going to talk about it. But because, you know, when you're sick and you're kind of that first day when you feel better again and you're like, oh, I can do everything again. And then the next day you feel like absolute shit again. I'm scared that I'm going to be like that. So I'm not going to risk it, because I would like to be back to being a normal person next week. So that is why I had to cancel all my plans for the weekend, which is absolutely stunning. I love that so much. Was not looking forward to it at all. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm just going to have a cozy one. I'm going to play tons of Planet Zoo, which I've been absolutely loving. I've been watching tons of Planet Zoo videos as well, because the realism that people create in this fucking game is incredible. And I really have to hold myself back from not just starting a new Planet Zoo channel. It's so amazing. I love it so very, very much. It's incredible. But also, like, obviously people have like 3 years of, you know, experience with building in that game. ahead of me, so I have a lot to learn. But it's so fun. It's so fun, and it's a game that I can play in my free time. So I hope that I can uphold the excitement for that game a lot longer. But yeah, if you're playing Planet Zoo, let me know. Let me know what you're building in there, because I feel like people don't only build zoos. I've seen like incredibly themed parks. It's incredible what people do. And yeah, I don't know. That's what's been on my mind lately. It's just been Planet Zoo and recovering. But that's okay. I've also been playing some Animal Crossing actually on Skir, so I'm excited to be starting to post that island again once we're through with the Christmas stuff. And I'm not sure, maybe I'm actually gonna continue to post 2 videos a week. I want to try that out, see how long I can sustain that. But seeing how many videos I can actually produce when I really have 2 has kind of shown me that I could potentially actually upload 2 videos a week. Obviously I'm gonna have some like let's builds, which I do prefer over these speed builds, because sometimes it can be kind of difficult to keep talking for like 20 minutes. Jesus. Because I feel like talking for 20 minutes, you usually wouldn't do that without having input from another human being. I mean, sometimes you may do that when you're like doing like a class project or you have to like present something, but I feel like it's not really a natural thing to do. So it can be quite difficult. Also, I know that it looks quite weird with the museum being stuck back there. I think I'm going to move it actually. I think I'm going to move that in the end, because this is my modded Switch, so I can also move the museum tent without upgrading it. So I think I did do that because it felt a bit off with the cliffs only being able to be this tiny. And there you go, I moved it, thankfully. And then also for the next couple of builds, it's probably also going to be moved, not all of them, because I didn't really record these videos in order. So some I've already recorded day 21, for example, but I haven't even recorded day 13. So, some of them I did shift around thematically just so that it's nicely spread out, so that we don't have like all the Christmas builds in one week and all the winter builds. I wasn't actually considering, before I started this, I was going to do like the first week spring builds, the next week summer builds. But, I don't know. I felt like that was kind of boring, and I wanted to keep that little bit of excitement going. And I hope that's okay. I really hope that's okay. But that's also why some of the codes may be messed up. So I wanted to actually point out, if you see any codes in my custom design portal, and you haven't seen me use them in any of my builds, there is a very high chance that that's because that build is just not uploaded yet, and you're going to see me upload a build featuring those custom designs in the future. So the codes will be linked underneath that video once I post it. So just keep your eyes peeled if you see any codes. That is probably just because it's not been uploaded yet, and your gal has been building so many island entrances. So many. Also, thank you so much for all your suggestions. I really appreciate it. I have gotten so many really cool suggestions, and I actually think I'm gonna do a couple of them. Obviously I can't do all of them. Also, some of you said the same, which is actually really nice, because then I know that I'm gonna do those for sure. But thank you so much for your suggestions. I actually have all my slots filled now with nice little theme ideas. But obviously, if you have anything else, keep them coming. If it's something like super original, then obviously I'll be happy to replace one of my original ideas, because some of them, are a bit more, not basic, but they are on the side that, maybe someone's looking for like a fairy core build, and I'm going to do it. I'm actually not going to do fairy core, that's why I said it. But, if you'd like to see me do a fairy core build, obviously flop it below, and I shall see what I can do, right? Also, give me a sec. Need to have a quick drink of my water.
2 very boring minutes later.
That's the nastiest part about being sick, when you're not sick anymore, but you're at that weird stage where everything is disgusting, and your nose is disgusting, your throat is disgusting, your cough isn't doing anything for you. I was sitting here last night playing Planet Zoo, obviously, and I was coughing my fucking throat out. It hurt my throat so much. And it didn't do anything. When it feels like it's not doing anything for you, I hate that so much. It was pissing me off every single time, you could ask my mum, obviously you can't, but you could ask my mum. Every single time I was coughing, I was like, oh, this is so annoying. It was, oh, I hate it so much. It's just disgusting. I mean, I think that's a thing in general that I struggle with a lot. Like, whenever something is super frustrating, I get grossed out by it. Like, say I have to edit a 6-hour worth of footage and I get to that point where your hand is kind of cramping from the mouse, and instead of just taking a quick break, you know, relaxing your hand, doing something different, I get grossed out by the feeling of my hand cramping. I can feel it right now, and I hate that I thought about it because now it's going to piss me off. But is that happening for anyone else? Or when you do something for a very long time and you feel like you have to flex your muscle in order to get rid of that weird sensation in your arm or like your leg, when it's like, it's kind of like between like falling asleep and cramping. It's weird. It's very weird. I'm not sure if that's just me, because whenever I try to describe it to someone, people don't get it. And I feel kind of weird. I feel really weird for having this weird sensation that I can't describe of being pissed off and grossed out at the same time. And I cannot be the only one. I swear to God, it's so annoying. It cannot be a me. It's not a me problem. I don't think it's a me problem. I can't be the drama, okay? I really hope I'm not, because it is very fucking weird. It's very fucking weird. But please, if you're one of us, show yourself, okay? Please show yourself, because I don't want to be by myself, okay? Okay, hold. It's another cough. It's another coughing session. Woo! Oh, that one was brilliant. I loved that. But back to the build. I now detailed up a little bit along the river with that little like clothesline and stuff. I also finished up that cliff. By the way, I love how that cliff looks in the background. I really like that. And then towards the front here, I was doing a little picnic area with these 2 adorable blankets, and I absolutely love them. Again, codes are going to be in the description box down below if you're interested in any of them. I have flopped all of them in there, but I wanted to have like a little picnic spot, because to me, cottagecore is picnics in pretty dresses with pretty foods that just look aesthetically very, very cottagecore-esque, obviously, like very soft, but very like natural, and it's just beautiful, like berries and like nice little self-made home-baked cakes. Oh my God, yes, I would like to go on a cottagecore breakfast, I nearly said. What is the word? Picnic. And I also obviously popped in a couple of gyroids. I actually found another new favorite gyroid. I think my favorite go-to gyroids used to be the bobloid, obviously, the bendoid, and the wongoid. But now I have this other one that I'm going to use in a second, and you're going to see, I don't even know what it's called, but it's so cute. It looks adorable. It looks like it has these like huge eyes, and it's just really, really cute, and I love it a lot. And I think I'm going to use it everywhere. And it also has this nice muted green color that I love so much. And that's also kind of why those specific gyroids that I just listed are my favorites, because they are just so muted and you can implement them quite well in any landscapes, really. And then off to the right, I noticed that it looked a bit bare. And obviously, I feel like if this was a completed island, I'd probably either I'd definitely keep a walkway open through that forest that we're going to build in a second to connect to a different area, because it's going to end. This is kind of like a cul-de-sac, so you can't really do anything. You can't go anywhere. Like, it's a dead end, not a cul-de-sac, a dead end. Wendehammer, as we'd say in German, which kind of translates to a turnaround hammer. So, you know how you have like a straight road, and then you have this like top section where you might get a chance to turn, because it looks like a hammer if you think about it in your brain. I might even be able to pop something up on the screen. That's why we call it a Wendehammer. There you go, your daily dose of German. Isn't that stunning? Wonderful. No, but because this isn't leading to anything, I thought that maybe you could open it up to the right, but because this is just an entrance build, I wanted to nestle it in, make it feel fully enclosed, and I really actually like how this looks. I feel like it works quite well. It just feels very cozy, but I'd probably either have an incline going up onto a cliff off to the right, or I would open it up in front of the house and connect it in with like resident services, for example, since it's there. But because, you know, for the sake of this video, we're fully tucking it in, and I really, really like it. There you can see that stunning, cute little gyroid that I just used. Absolutely love it. Sorry, now I have hiccups. Oh, wonderful. And we have like 2 more minutes to go. So You might hear a couple of hiccups. I'm very sorry. I'm going to try to suppress them, but I can't guarantee, you know. And then obviously I'm also going to go up onto this cliff, but I didn't really show you all of these cliffs, like this one to the left and also the one that we just did to the right, because also my chair's squeaking and it won't stop. But the cliff decoration is pretty straightforward, and it's kind of similar to what we did on the back cliff, so I didn't really want to show you like all the cliff decorations. They are fully decorated though, so don't you worry. But I didn't really feel the need to show you all of that because it's just planting a couple of trees and planting bushes and flowers and then filling it up with wheat fields, fence pieces, some natural items like the mush items, the mum cushion, the bunnies and stuff. So, you know, I felt like it wasn't really necessary. Also some pumpkins up there. I used tons of pumpkins in this build, I know, and I felt a bit lazy for doing so, but they just work so well, especially with the white mush items as well. They just blend together so perfectly. I love them so very much, and obviously I plucked a couple just so that, you know, we'd have different growth stages of the pumpkins, because I also, just like I like to stunt my trees, I also like to have different growth stages of the pumpkins, and I really like that. Hi, it's intermission Nina. I have about 30 seconds to fill, so I thought, you know what, I just pop on here and be like, I'm gonna do a selfless plug, because I do have a Twitch, my love, where we go live 3 to 5 times a week. It has changed around, but it's gonna be 4 times, and it's a grand old time. We love it very much. It's Animal Crossing only, but we also do some Planet Zoo, I think, in the future. There's some Sims. So if you haven't followed me and found me on Twitch, then please do so. Twitch.tv/NeilTries, very straightforward. Back to your regularly scheduled madness. And then towards the front of my little cottage, obviously, I was initially going to have some taller trees, and I tried those, but they looked a bit shit. So I decided to go with these smaller ones, just so that you can actually see the cottage from the entrance, because, you know, I feel like if you're doing a cottagecore island, I want you to see the cottage aspect of that island right from the island entrance. So that is what I did. That is what I did over here. And then I just popped a couple clotheslines and a couple of cushions and some cozy stuff. And then I just sprinkled in a couple finishing touches. And that already brings us to the end of this build, my love. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I really appreciate it. I'm going to leave you now with the montage of this finished build. I really enjoyed this. I'm going to obviously be back tomorrow with another wonderful build, and tomorrow is already the 3rd advent. How is tomorrow already the 3rd advent? I don't understand. By the way, for anyone who doesn't know, Advent is, you know, each Sunday before Christmas is an Advent Sunday, just in case you didn't know. So that is what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to see you then. Take care of yourself, my lovely. I have waffled on for long enough. And bye-bye.